Good morning. So the abuse continues here. Everybody gets up around the same time here to let me know that yes, we're burning you, keeping you awake all night, and this is what's going on here. So this morning we're going to talk about being burnt because there's women downstairs that'll let their children play in the hallway while they crank up whatever this is, heat or burning unit that I'm laying here. I have to get up at the same time because it gets so unbearable. Usually around 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and usually around this time. The children will play in the downstairs hallway quite loud. And then, of course, one of them will come out or two of them and say, shh, shh, gotta be quiet. This goes on every morning. So we're acclimating, we're grooming our children to be aware that someone else is being tortured because these women know what they're doing to me. And this is the thing about all the women in my community. I was tortured for years and years. Well, torture's a little extreme, but bullied, abused, harassed, about not having children. So this is what these women are involved in now. So we all have children. They're all adults now that I never saw any of them. And one's a police chief now, yes, at various football parties, his baptism, his birthday party. Well, I was supposedly, I don't know what you call this now. It's a form of trafficking. A form of telling me all these years I was a prostitute because I didn't have children. And we can get into some of the nuances, but it's pretty fucked up to say the least. So now we're actually burning me, torturing me. And this is the thing when I was a little girl with the Jehovah Witnesses. The three of us would sit there, me and my two cousins, Holly and Cheryl, and this Georgia, my godmother. Yes, we would sit and watch Benji, the little dog, being burnt. Remember Georgia? She'd chain him up to the side of a gas stove, and the poor little thing would jump around, a little white dog, a sweet little poodle dog. We loved him, all three of us, and he would sit there. And, as a kid, you're sitting there trying to figure out what's going on. Well, it's too hot for him. And she'd make the chain smaller and smaller, the leash, and she burnt this little dog to death, okay? She burnt him to death. While Tony would sit there, the elder, you were scared to death because you were grilled with these Bible verses and told how you were going to hell for the slightest little things, and we would be abused, all three of us. So this is historical child abuse. Then she was involved in setting up my marriage. Oh, yes. Luring me home to Amsterdam and starting this whole thing. I was thrown out on the street after, making my way here with dating Mr. Fred Winters, whose father is a detective. I'm lured home, and Freddie, they all called him Freddie because they knew him, over here in Bethlehem. I was lured home, and then it was all set up with Mr. Flanagan. And we won't get into Mr. Flanagan because we've talked quite a bit about him. But suffice to say, the same sort of animal cruelty, the same similar threads with sadism. So this is what we have here. So this continues. These people aren't afraid because we have police officers involved. This gentleman, this man, is a police chief now after his mother tortured her. Well, that's a little extreme. Harassed for years about how I didn't have children. Do you really think you could have children under these conditions? Certainly when they were all fucking and I ended up getting a severe STD and told that I wouldn't probably be able to carry. And I thought probably it was a good thing because I was pretty traumatized, me and my two little half brothers, when I was little with the various things that went on with the child abuse. And George used to sit there and roll her hands up in the air and say, the eyes were like saucers, you little half-brothers. Their eyes are like saucers. Yes, Georgia, they were in fucking shock. They were in shock from what was going on. And you all enjoyed it. You all had so much fun. Off to your little Bible studies, making your little prison clothes. She'd buy all this material. She'd make one prison dress. She had one pattern. She made 6 dresses. They were all the same prison color. And she acted like she was some warden of a, demented warden of a prison. I mean, I could go on and on with try using the bathroom in her house. If you left a little water on the sink or the shower, she'd be screaming up a storm. Remember those, Georgia? The inspection in the bathroom. The inspection of every little thing. The constant control of every little thing we did playing. And then my other, yes, and Holly seeing the two black men at Kingdom Hall at 12 years old. And I can go on, but I have to cool down. My body's burning up, and I need to get some water. So we can continue to talk, Georgia, about Armageddon and the last days and bearing false witness, because I just tried to go up to Gloversville to get a place to live, and y'all keep doing this together, so I don't have a place to live. So as you're getting up to this morning, you continue this sort of torture that you've been doing to me since I was a child, and then pretending you're my godmother. Oh yes, we can't celebrate birthdays, it's satanic. We can't celebrate holidays, it's satanic. But you can fucking torture someone like this throughout their entire fucking life. Oh, we have a lot more to discuss with Armageddon and the last days and bearing false witness. Same with Tony, Mr. Rogers there, who has a history of family violence and child abuse and all the other things that alcoholism, and we can get into more of these things because that's not satanic, is it? No, that's not satanic. Yes, I will pray for the two of you to get some fucking treatment, and we will continue to raise awareness about the other little kids that you think you're going to torture or you're going to abuse or you're going to continue this, because it's sure pretty hot this morning here. And this woman that's standing in the hallway with a child laughing, she thinks it's funny. Be safe out there, guys. This is what's going on.